Have you ever wondered what makes the ground actually shake, or how a nice, gentle breeze can suddenly turn into a super powerful storm? Well, today, we're going to join an adventurer named Geo to find out. Let's dive right into his science and safety adventure. So our whole adventure kicks off with one really big question, right? It's the kind of thing scientists and explorers are always asking. What's really going on inside an earthquake or a tornado? Let's go find out. Okay, so this is Geo. He's this super curious little explorer who's already studied weather, maps, and even the deep sea. But then he realized, there was something even bigger out there, these incredibly powerful forces of nature that he just had to understand.
And that's really when his mission began. Geo decided he wasn't just going to read about these forces in a book. No way. He was going to go out into the world and find the answers for himself.
So, with his notebook in hand, Geo sets out with some very specific questions. He really wanted to get to the why behind it all. Why does the ground tremble sometimes? What gives storms their incredible power? This is where our exploration truly gets going. First up on Geo's big quest, figuring out those powerful movements that happen right under our feet. Let's see who he bumps into first.
There's a gentle rumble, and then suddenly, a new friend appears. This is Quakey. And what's so cool here is that Quakey isn't scary at all. He just introduces himself as a wave of energy that happens for a very, very specific reason. And here's the science that Quakey shared. Our planet's surface is kind of like a giant puzzle, right? It's made of these huge pieces called tectonic plates. When these massive plates push or pull or even just slip past each other, they build up a ton of energy. An earthquake, well, that's just the Earth letting all that pressure go at once. So after learning about the ground, Geo turned his attention up to the sky. He wanted to understand the forces that create some of the most dramatic weather on the entire planet. And just like that, Geo met two new friends at the same time. A swirling wind named Twisty zipped right by him, and then over on a nearby riverbank, he found a calm blue wave named Riley. Two totally different forces of nature, and both of them have really important stories to tell. Twisty points way up at the sky and reveals her secret. She explains that tornadoes actually form inside these massive, rotating thunderstorms called supercells. When the rotating air inside tightens up and stretches all the way down, it touches the ground, and that's when it becomes a tornado. You can just hear Geo whispering, "Wow, that's powerful science."
Next up, Riley showed Geo how floods happen. And really, it's pretty straightforward. When a whole lot of rain, or maybe melting snow, pours into an area, it can just overwhelm the rivers in the drains. So the key thing here is that water needs space to move, and when there just isn't enough space, it overflows.
But Geo's journey wasn't over yet. He'd learned about the Earth and the sky, but there was one more natural force he needed to understand. One that combines heat, fuel, and air all at once.
Pretty soon after, a little glowing ember floated down to meet him. This is Wren, and she's here to explain the science of wildfire, how they start and why they can spread so incredibly quickly. So Wren explained that the recipe for a wildfire has three key ingredients. You need dry fuel, like grass or trees, a source of heat, and of course, oxygen from the air. But the secret ingredient, the thing that makes them spread so fast, is wind. The wind can carry tiny little sparks and embers across huge distances, starting new fires with incredible speed. Okay, so Geo had learned all the science behind these powerful events. But his journey wasn't just about understanding why they happen. It was also about learning what to do. And this is where that knowledge turns into actual safety. His friend Quakey gave him the most important safety tip for an earthquake. It's a super simple three-step process. Drop, cover, and hold on. You drop to the ground, take cover under a sturdy table or desk, and you hold on tight until the shaking stops. This simple action can make a huge, huge difference. So what about tornadoes? Well, Twisty had some key advice there too. The absolute safest place to be is in a basement or a specially designed storm shelter. If you don't have one of those, the next best thing is an interior room on the lowest floor as far away from any windows as you can get. And from Riley, Geo learned two fundamental rules for flood safety. First, you've got to prepare ahead of time. Know your area's flood risk and have a plan ready to go. And second, respect the power of water. Never, ever try to walk, swim, or drive through floodwaters. It's so much more powerful than it looks. At the end of his amazing adventure, Geo realized how everything just connects. Science gives us the knowledge to understand these powerful forces. Preparedness gives us the tools we need to stay safe, and curiosity,
Well, that's the spark that sends us on these incredible adventures in the first place. So, what's the next big question you want to explore?